Welcome to the Boneyard. We're at Griffith High School for week 8, correct? Of
Why are you always
Friday
going
Night
math?
Insight?
You go math so early.
Well, it just seems like the other day that we were sweating over at well, actually no, we were in air-conditioned office for the first week, but fall has arrived. The weather's it's still pretty good, but it's getting to be that time of year where their conference races are coming to a head, and you got the draw around the corner, so it's starting to get fun. The big game in the Northwest Crossroads Conference this week, the Griffith Panthers and the Andrean 59ers. The Panthers come in with just one conference loss, having lost to Lowell, correct?
Yeah, very close game. Griffith has won 3 in a row. Their defense is playing very well, and they just have an opportunistic offense. They're not scoring 48, 56 like they, back in the salad days, but they still have a very effective offense, and this should be a very good game. It's not quite the 1 versus 2 of a few years ago, but this is a heated rivalry, and when kids hit, they're going to hit.
All the underclassmen stepping up. We have all returning starter offensive, which I'm kind of glad. A lot of the underclassmen are stepping up and just making big holes and making big blocks for the quarterback. That's what's been clicking for us this year. We improved guys a pretty long way. O-lines became way better, improved a lot. Underclassmen stepped up, and with the starting seniors, it looks like we're going to be doing well into the sectionals and regionals.
We've gotten a lot smarter, and our defense has gotten a lot more complicated, and we've just taken more time to break everything down on teams' offenses. So that's definitely been one thing. We've just been using more time on defense, and then we've gotten tougher in that way for sure.
Steve, another hurdle for Lake Central to try to clear this week. Very impressive last week at Chesterton, 38-7, deceptive, but the score nonetheless, as they racked up 28 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Just my first opportunity to see the Indians. Very impressed defense. Boy, do they get after it. No coincidence that they force turnovers, because they are very athletic, very aggressive, and they bring the lumber when they get to the ball. And offensively, the story on Yancey was that he couldn't throw, and he threw a little bit the other night. He's not ready to necessarily run a 5-wide offense there, but the kid can run with anybody, or not too many people that can run with him. So this week's hurdle, the Maryville Pirates, who are still there.
Yeah, well, Maryville laid the lumber to Lake Central last year, and I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, it was over 50. It was pretty impressive, and I think this Lake Central team has been trying to right the wrongs of a year ago every week they go out. I can guarantee you Lake Central wants this game, and they want it badly. So they're at home. This might be the biggest crowd they're going to have this year, not counting the postseason. I look for a very fired up and intense Lake Central team, and on the other side, a very good and improving Maryville team. Found a way to win at Valpo last week. They still have a very good quarterback in Jake Popovich and a solid defense. So if I had to put any money on the line, I'd probably lean Lake Central's way, just because I think in their heart of hearts they probably want this one really bad.
Back to the Northwest Crossroads, the other game to watch out that way, Munster against Lowell.
Yeah, I saw Lowell last week. Very solid team. They don't it's not shock and awe, but it's not that much different than a few years ago. 3 yards, 4 yards, first down, Red Devils. 3 yards, 4 downs, first down, Red Devils. They just, their defense is solid. Hammond played very well against them last week, and, it was 21-6, and then Lowell got 2 late touchdowns. So, very solid team. Munster's, if there's one team we can't quite figure out, it's the Mustangs.
Other than Portage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, I think this one, even though a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's Lowell's game, Munster matches up with them very well, and, that's going to be another coin flip game. Whoever comes out and makes the plays will come out on top.
Yeah, the Duneland Conference has figured itself out largely in terms of the race. If Lake Central wins this week, that I think wraps it up, because I think everybody else will have 2 losses, where if Maryville wins it, that's going to leave those 2 teams tied. So 2 teams that have fallen off the contenders' pace are Crown Point and Chesterton, and they're at a point now at 4-3 where they're looking to get a little bit of momentum going again here as we head towards the postseason.
Well, I think every coach in the Duneland would trade a conference title for a sectional title, and that's what John Snyder and Chip Pettit are now focused on. Should be a very good ball game. Chesterton took it to Crown Point last year, pretty good. I think you hit the nail on the head. Both these teams want to get some momentum going. So, to me that's a coin flip game too. It means nothing for the conference race, but means a lot for the draws of the next week. And if you're a coach, you want your kids believing.
And the other game, though ramifications aren't that great when you talk about something that means a lot as far as communities and proximity, it's Portage against Valparaiso. Both teams are 3-4. Portage actually won back-to-back for the first time, though it wasn't easy. We joked last week about predicting a Michigan City upset, and it almost happened. So I think it was back-to-back bad Portage last Friday. If the cycle continues this week, you're going to be looking at Valparaiso having its hands full.
Well, this is an even week, so these are the Indians you don't want to face. Who knows? Yeah, I don't. As far as the big question mark, I would give it to Portage over Munster, just because their wins have been crazier than their losses almost, and that's an interesting one. Valpo. You think they're ever going to get healed?
I don't know how much healthier they're going to get at this point in time. I think guys that are out are going to stay out. I think in the one instance, I think the running back Andrew Kittredge is healthier than he has been for much of the season. So they're a team that's right there. Not offensively, they can put them up there with anybody, but they have struggled defensively. As they've had some high scoring games where they've won as well as lost. Have a good week. Get out to a ball game Friday night, and we'll see you next time on Friday Night Insight.